Home should be the place you go to relax, to recover, to melt into at the end of a long day and unwind and switch off. But for so many of us, our homes don't always feel like the oasis they should be. Living rooms can become cluttered and tables dumping grounds for our stuff we haven't quite found a home for yet. But it's about more than just the stuff. The overwhelm of operating a smoothly running home at all times can feel out of reach, especially during times of big or daunting life events. So today we're sharing what's helped us, the things we personally do almost religiously to keep our house feeling calm and uncluttered, the physical and non-physical hacks we swear by that took our house from overwhelming and hard to run to smooth and blissfully easily maintainable. Let's dive in.
First up, owning less equals less stuff to clean, less stuff to manage. The famous quote, "the more you own, the more owns you," comes to mind here, and it's something we've definitely come to know is true. We used to have a lot of stuff cluttering up our home, the latest tech drops, trendy clothes, and fancy dust collecting home decor that went out of style as quickly as the magazine it was featured in was sold. The more stuff you have really does mean more time managing it all. The more time spent dusting on the weekends, the more time browsing online for the next trendy item you might just stick on a shelf and loathe cleaning. Every single thing you buy consumes a little bit of your time or energy, and sometimes for some things it's more than just a little.
But we found that owning less and intentionally buying less, but being intentional and purposeful with whatever we do end up buying, kind of doing that math in our heads if it's really worth it, has made a huge change in our level of overwhelm. Every morning before work I used to get overwhelmed and more than a little frustrated trying to find the perfect outfit for my office job, factoring in weather changes, what meetings or presentations I might need to give that day, and how comfortable walking across the city in my clothing and shoe options were. It was strange that the more clothing I owned, the more difficult these morning clothing decisions became. There were endless options, too many clothing combos, and more really did, over time, just become more to manage. My wardrobe was bursting at the hinges, and mornings were way too rushed after yet another last-minute clothing change. But the day I literally missed my train for work was the day I really started to reconsider my more is more approach to clothing. My wardrobe had become overwhelming and too difficult to manage, so I stripped it right back to basics, just keeping my favorites of favorites. It felt like a breath of fresh air and drastically simplified my mornings. I kind of made a work capsule wardrobe, kind of like a cartoon signature look, and I actually ended up finding my style in the process. By only keeping my favorites of favorites, the things I loved all aspects of, the look, the feel, how confident and comfortable it made me feel, it really did make what was one of my personally most overwhelming areas of the home, my wardrobe, more manageable.
So less is more, and you can apply it to so much more than clothes or your wardrobe too. If there's an aspect of your home that feels overwhelming to you personally, try to really pinpoint what it is and see where you can perhaps simplify things by owning less.
Next, another thing we've done that we live by that's drastically decreased overwhelm in our household, digital calendar blocking. We've moved away from physical calendars and now use Google Calendars, which is free, to schedule literally everything that needs to be done. Whether it's stuff around the house, projects, work, visiting friends and family, appointments, the list goes on. There's a lot to manage at home, and it's not just the stuff. It's the commitments and the organizing, the most important things in life, and when exactly you'll do them.
Scheduling things on a calendar and literally blocking out time to do the thing works wonders. We've even taken it a step further and mounted our old Chromebook on the wall and have it always turned on to our calendar so we can see our top priorities for the week ahead. It also serves as our to-do list and makes us hyper aware of what our most important things to do are in the day. It's also wonderful having a record of what we've already completed and where we've spent our time.
Once a week, Josh and I sit down and do our weekly plan using our super helpful minimalist weekly planner, which I'll link down below in the description if you want to check it out. It's so worth it. And we also pull up our monthly and yearly goals to check in and see how we're going and if we're focusing in on the most important and worthwhile things, our priorities.
We used to use a whiteboard, and before that we used a physical calendar, but life changes and plans change, and having it digital now is its final evolution of making life, our home, our work, and our personal lives less overwhelming and more achievable and focused on our priorities than ever before.
It's been a game changer, and if you're feeling overwhelmed with all the things you have to do, the big and the small, we can vouch for the switch to a digital calendar blocking method.
Next, another key way we've unburdened our home and the stuff that can quite regularly make it feel overwhelming: investing in Timesavers. So earlier we mentioned owning less stuff, and that's definitely our number one way to start simplifying. But if you're ready to kick it up a notch and can really make your home feel less overwhelming and less high maintenance, investing intentionally and purposefully in time savers is the way to go. Things like robot vacuums are becoming more and more popular and more affordable, which is great because it's definitely one of the purchases that saves us a lot of time, over 150 hours of vacuuming and mopping every single year.
It might be dramatic to say, but our home life was instantly changed the second we bought our robot vacuum. It saved us hours of cleaning every single week. When it's something reoccurring, something that is so frequently required to keep your home clean and tidy like vacuuming, especially if you have little ones or fur babies, there is a wonderful place for robots like this. The cost per use is insanely good when you consider the literal time of your life it's giving you back, because there's more important things in life than vacuuming over and over and over again when you could just set and forget.
We've named ours Anton and stuck googly eyes on him, and he's kind of given us our life back. With an ever-shedding golden retriever and dark wooden floors, we used to find ourselves needing to vacuum nearly every day during summer when Addie's double coat was shedding. If we missed a day, there would be little golden tumbleweeds floating throughout the house, and it felt like we were living in the Wild West. Now we've got Anton, our trusty vacuum, on a schedule, and he just takes care of himself as he zooms around the house, sucking up Addie's hair. It's wonderful and absolutely time and energy saving on repetitive, recurring tasks like this. The health of your own home can be automated with the use of technology. We've linked the robot vacuum we love below if you're looking around and want some inspiration to weigh up options. We 100% recommend sticking googly eyes on them and giving them a name.
In the same way, we actually also, just last year, started thinking about other ways to save time doing some of those repetitive home chores that we really don't enjoy doing. One of which is mowing our lawn. We're in Australia, so snakes are no joke around here, and it's definitely factored into the equation when weighing up if we should invest in our second big purchase of a time saver appliance. And the robot lawnmower was 100% worth it. Not only does he scare off snakes from our yard, he mows and tidies up our backyard every second day. My dad was actually the one who really made us think about just how useful we'd personally, in our own circumstances and in this phase of life, find a robot lawnmower. He was reminiscing about how much time he used to spend when we were kids mowing the lawn instead of hanging out with us or doing something he'd rather be spending his time doing. It was relentless, he said. Week in and week out, mowing the lawn, just knowing it's going to grow back in a week and you'd be out there again doing the same thing again very soon. Lawns can be a wonderful place for kids and dogs to run around and play on, but the constant mowing can be really quite the time suck and feel like a lifetime commitment. But it's exciting. We live in a time where technology can make this easier on ourselves.
It doesn't even need to be a physical robot lawnmower either. Going old school and hiring someone, if you have the funds available, to outsource mowing your lawn to, or other regular home maintenance jobs can do wonders for making your home feel less overwhelming. Every house or apartment or living situation is different, but our point spans across them all. If there's something reoccurring that needs to be done, and if it's feeling like it's never ending, whatever that is in your home, automating or outsourcing can definitely help. For us, we ran the numbers and the robot lawnmower came ahead for us.
It's all about weighing up what's worth it for you personally. Maybe you actually enjoy washing the dishes at night and having time to slow down. Or maybe you have a chronic illness and would definitely rather the ease and time-saving effort of a dishwasher or automatic lawnmower. Everyone is different and every home is different, but 100% investing in time savers, whatever one you personally know you would benefit from time-wise or energy-wise, is worth it and really does help with lifting feelings of overwhelm.
So invest in time and energy savers where it suits you and your lifestyle. It will look different for everyone, and there's some things we personally might not want to automate, but it's all about finding balance. And if you're finding you're spending more time doing repetitive things over and over, it might be a good time to think about it.
Another thing we swear by for making our home less overwhelming is batching. Batching reoccurring tasks and making it fun. One thing you really learn as an adult is that the pile of washing that needs to be done will always be there. It'll always magically reappear. The need to fold laundry is constant. That's where batching comes in and can completely change your relationship to your housework chores.
Batching is basically just saving up not doing the thing until you do, all in one go. So instead of putting a small load of washing every day and then hanging it out or sticking it in the dryer, folding it in the same day, batching would look like waiting until one specific wash day and then just putting a few loads on then. It's good to do batching for reoccurring tasks like this, or we found it's way too easy to fill a day with small tasks, which leads to getting distracted and even procrastinating on doing the more important things. We personally save up folding the washing and putting it away on clothes hangers for at least once a week, sometimes every second week. We pop on a TV show and fold everything in one go. It means it's far more enjoyable because we're watching TV and means we haven't lost traction throughout the previous week from constant task switching.
Although no one actually enjoys folding washing, except maybe Marie Kondo, making it fun and batching jobs like this really helps cut down on switching tasks all the time, and that helps with overwhelm. We're not saying to hold off on doing all your washing until it completely piles up and you have nothing to wear, but we are saying maybe instead of 6 to 7 times a week, just batch doing your washing once a week. Or once a fortnight. Personally, I've always operated this way, but Josh was in the I'll do the washing multiple times a week camp, and once we moved in together, it became apparent just how disruptive this task switching can actually be. So batching household chores means less overwhelm in our experience.
So there's just a few of the things we do to make our home feel less overwhelming. A lot of it's rooted in our overall minimalist way of living, and even if you're not a minimalist, the things from our list today can hopefully help you feel less overwhelmed when it comes to your home. Things like having less stuff to dust in the first place, things like batching, investing in smart time savers, and digital calendar blocking.
That's just a few of the things we do to make our home run smoothly and less overwhelming. And there's a lot more we could add here. So if you'd like us to share more of our tips and personal tricks that we use in our own house, physical and non-physical things we do to make our everyday lives easier, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And let us know below if you'd like a part 2 of this video where we share even more ways we've simplified our home and life and made it feel less overwhelming.
We hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, you might be interested in this video, where we talk about some of the psychological reasons behind why your home might be feeling overwhelming or cluttered. And with that, we'll catch you all next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's my workout.